On this cloudy and cold day, I was watching a video and an advertisement came along. I'm not going to mention the product or service, but some of you have probably heard it. And the spokesperson mentioned a phrase I thought I should speak on, and they said something to the effect that who we give our money to is who we give our power to. And it made me think about the level of materialism and the thought processes of people nowadays, that people actually think that the only source of power that we have is through money. And that's not true. And it's unfortunate. So, and that makes me think that a lot of people nowadays who don't have money actually feel powerless. And because they feel powerless, they do nothing as far as trying to get control in any aspect of their life. Because they feel they don't have any money, they don't do anything to try to better their education. Because they don't have money, they don't do anything to try to better their home life as far as their family life is concerned. They don't try to better their friendships. They don't try to better on improving their home life, even their day-to-day habits. They wake up first thing in the morning thinking, I don't have any money, so I'm not going to even try to do anything to try to even make myself look better or even take better care of my health simply because I don't have any money. I'm not going to be nicer to my husband or wife. I'm not going to be nicer to my children. I'm not going to even try to spend any time with my husband or wife or be nicer or spend more time with my children because I don't have any money, because I don't have any power. I'm powerless. I am useless. Those are the type of subliminal messages that are being presented through our advertisements to people to make them think that the only source of power that exists to humans in the universe is through money. Now, before I continue, let me give you the disclaimer, okay? Don't get me wrong. We need money to live, okay? Now, some of you have probably already clicked off on this video. I feel sorry for you because you're missing the rest of the message. So please don't jump into the comments and comment on this until you've listened to the entire video. I know the reality of things. We need money in order to maintain what we have, period. You need some source of income in the household to take care of what you need to take care of, period. You need income to make sure you have a roof over your head, food in your stomach, and take care of your obligations, transportation, clothing, blah, 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 etc., etc. You know this. You also know that if you do not have enough income to take care of your basics, you need to do either one or two things. You either need to reduce your standard of living so you could be able to take care of these things, or you need to find a higher source of income. One of those two things. Okay? So yes, it is necessary to maintain our standard of living. But what I'm saying is on another level is do not use that as your only source of power. See, people only think that the only way that they can be powerful as spiritual beings is that money is the only source. And that's not the only source of power within you. See, this is where a lack of spiritual relationship comes into play. That's a classic example of someone who does not have a strong spiritual relationship with their higher power. If you are a person listening to this and you think that your only source of power is through money, then you need to strengthen your relationship with your higher power because there are other sources. Money is simply a tool to obtain what you need to obtain. That's all it is. It is a tool. It is a factor. but it's not a source of power as far as your spiritual essence, as far as your spiritual existence. And establishing a strong spiritual relationship with your higher power, you'll be able to understand the true meaning of power and what it entails. And once you start to get a full understanding of what power really is and a universal understanding of it, you'll see how small of a factor money is. Money is simply one of the tools, one of the factors that, or and one of the benefits that you gain as a result of obtaining power. But see, the world's not going to tell you that. It's going to make you think, oh, well, once you get money, you get power. That's not necessarily true. There are a lot of people who have money and they still feel useless. They still feel helpless. They still feel they do not have control. There are some people who have a ton of money and will sit down and tell you they do not have any power or any control. As a matter of fact, they have yielded power and control once they've obtained a lot of money. Okay? So you have to be very, very careful about that. There are certain sacrifices that are made. There's a huge amount of responsibility when you're dealing with money, whether you have a little or whether you have a lot, because it is a tool. It is something that you have to manipulate. Okay? So you have to be very careful with that. But using that as a sole means of obtaining the only power that you think that you will have in this existence, that's a falsehood. That is a lie. And unfortunately, there are people who have never had a substantial amount of money before that are being brainwashed to believe that that's the only way that they're going to have a good quality of life is to obtain a lot of money. Once you have a whole lot of money, you'll have the power. A lot of them, may be able to get a whole lot of money, and they think that that's going to be the holy grail. And once they get it, they realize that that's not it, and they'll never be happy. And that is a short-lived existence, unfortunately, for some. They'll never achieve the peace that they wanted. And there are some people for years, decades, that's all they think about. Let me get out of this situation so I can go ahead and get a ton of money and be happy. And then once they get it, they never achieve the peace and happiness that they get. And some of them wind up taking the one thing that has been a gift to them their whole lives, and that is life. They take it away from them because they never achieved the peace that they thought they were going to get once they get all the money that they had, because they thought the money was going to give them the power and peace that they were lied to and told that they were going to get. So please don't fall for the fakery. So with that being said, just keep money in its place. Everything in this world has a place, and money has its place. Yes, we need it, people. We do need it.